Right, stockings, check. Pants, check. Got my gloves, armpit check.
Pick the most nervous looking guy and get real close.
Burlesque is an art form, it's a lifestyle.
Normally I class it as glamorous stripping, and sometimes I say showgirl, sometimes I say cabaret in vaudeville. If I really want to piss someone off, I just say stripper.
Before I started doing burlesque, gosh, I was really, really shy, very quiet. I hated talking to strangers. The thought of catching a bus and having to talk to someone I didn't know would petrify me. I would rather walk for 3 hours to get somewhere than to speak to a stranger on a bus. So it's done a lot for my confidence.
Some people just don't understand why someone would want to go up there and do what we do.
It's a chance where you can change your personality. With burlesque you can be whoever you want to be.
Because a lot of people think when they meet me that I'm rude because I'm quite quiet, but it's because I find it hard to make conversation with people. And so yeah, it's very different when I'm on stage. I do definitely put on a persona because, I don't know, I kind of enjoy it because it's so different and it gives me a chance to be confident, and you know, you go under a different name and you have an alter ego, and yeah, it is very different to my normal personality, but it's fun, it's good.
Like, if people don't enjoy my performance, then they don't enjoy my performance. You know, like, as long as I enjoy the experience I'm giving, then... And I kind of think that everyone has their own opinion, but burlesque has really helped me in the sense where I can just go for it. I'm not scared anymore, whereas I was quite held back. I always thought, oh no, if I did that, people are going to think this. And now I'm a bit more like, go get them.
The biggest difference between me off stage and me on stage is what I am willing to do. So for example, there are lots of things I think about doing every day walking down the street. You know, oh, I'd love to go pinch that man's bottom, but I'm not going to. Because you have to have some kind of decorum when you're, you know, surrounded by people that don't know you. Whereas on stage you have a certain amount of freedom to do things that are a bit more naughty or risque.
A lot of people say that burlesque has given them something more in their lives, something they were lacking. For some people it's the sense of community that burlesque brings. For some people it's the confidence that being on stage brings. For some people it's the applause when they do something right. A couple of girls, I gotta say, have just said, well, I just want to be naked on stage just once so I can say I did it. And I think that's great.
Oh, there she is. You look gorgeous tonight. Have I told you that yet? I want you to say good evening to my good friend, Miss Kitty Kane.
Jerry Bombshell.
Lady Lace.
Polly Rocket.
Fanny LaRue.
Claire Louise.
Tuesday LaVeau.
Ruby Roscoe. Star of Bliss. I am Lily Dowd.
When I'm on stage, I feel the most special, most important, funniest, prettiest, cleverest person in the room, and I think you have to feel that way in order to show that to other people.
You're my woman now, I'm your man.
You just come alive. It's just, you know, people are watching you and for you, and you come alive on stage, whether it's a group or a solo. It's really good fun.
Because I'm quite like a cocky, confident person anyway, but I feel like that really takes off when I'm on stage, and it's like, you know, it's a very liberating experience, and it's the whole like, yeah, that's right, I'm up here, you should be looking at me.
First couple of minutes when I'm on stage, I think about how much I need to pee. And then it goes into, oh, I wonder wonder if I did this, how would they react? If I did this, how would they react? Okay, they're not liking this. Quick, think of something. And then I think about the lighting. I think about, like, am I in focus? Can people see me? Are people watching? Why is he not paying attention?
You've got the classic burlesque, the old-fashioned American striptease, which would be very classic. Pretty girls with their hair all pinned up, dancing and getting down to tassels. Nowadays, quite modern ones, you have neo-burlesque, which is more theatrical, a lot more theatrical, and is very much more a stage act. You have world-famous burlesque dancers that will travel around the world, and people will travel so far to go and see them because they are a good performer. You wouldn't travel all that way for a girl in a club.
Please, Mr. J, won't you let my girl be free?
I have been confronted by people who have disapproved. So it can be quite shocking if you've never seen it before and if you don't understand that it's going on in an event. But you find that most people who watch it do enjoy it.
You get a lot of different reactions. Sometimes you'll get people might have a criticism that's really unexpected, like you think they're not going to like a particular aspect of the nudity or something like that. But they'll go for something weird that you didn't really see coming, like your choice of song or something. But generally, I get a really solid reaction from men and from women, which is really cool.
I mean, there's a big debate about burlesque. Like, people call us strippers. But in the modern context of strippers, we're not in a club where men pay for us to come and do them a little private dance. We're on stage, we're doing an act. There is striptease involved, but it's more about the theatrics and the tease rather than the stripping.
Please, Mr. J, won't you let my girl go free?
Essentially, yeah, that's what you're doing. Obviously, you're taking your clothes off in front of people, but it's not done in a distasteful way. I think it's different. Like, obviously, you know, essentially you are taking your clothes off, but I wouldn't call myself a stripper because it's done in a comedic way most of the time. So it's almost kind of taking the piss out of yourself.
All up to you.
Burlesque is a particular brand of theatre making. You happen to artfully remove pieces of clothing at the same time, but there's a fourth wall with burlesque. There has to be a fourth wall.
Often I've actually overheard some guys at burlesque shows saying, well, this is not very exciting, should we go to an actual strip club? Because they wanted that kind of strip club, which is a woman stripping